Wondering how to store leftover cake? I have a hack for you using a Dollar Tree container.
An easy hack to try to store pie or cake, instead of putting it in a bowl where it's going to be down here and it's gonna be really hard to get it out, put it on the lid of your plastic storage, then take the bowl and put it on the top and lock it in place. If you're wanting to scrap that community towel that everybody uses in your guest bath, get some inexpensive white towels from Walmart, and then you need to find a container to put them in. You could use a tray or a basket. I have this cool piece that I thrifted. I'm gonna roll up my towels and put them in here. Then just put your individual towels by your sink and then an inexpensive trash can right where they would need to throw them in. I recently went on vacation with my family and I bought a box of Uncrustables and they cost around $13 for 10. And my girls love Uncrustables, but that's a little bit too much for the school year. So I thought, you know what? I can make them myself. So I grabbed some bread, peanut butter and jelly, and then I just picked up an Uncrustable maker online. I thought this one, because it's a square, would do a little bit better just because it may cut out more than the circle ones. And to save even more time throughout the week, you can make these up ahead of time on the weekend and put them in little Ziploc baggies, put them in the freezer, and then the kids can just pull them out and use them when they need them. All right, so you're gonna make your peanut butter and jelly like you normally would, but with an Uncrustable, you really don't need to put any of the ingredients along the edge. Just kind of concentrate them in the center. Put your other piece of bread on top. Then there's two pieces that come with it. You're first gonna use the cutter, place it down, and then just take off the crust. Put it back into the cutter, flip it over, and then this part seals it. So you're just going to press the sealer down. And then you have an Uncrustable, put it in a sandwich bag. So I made 10 Uncrustables for about half the price. And the cool thing about this is you can customize it to whatever your family's needs are. Now I'm gonna place them in the freezer. I love using mason jars, but I'm not a fan of mason jar lids because they fall apart. But did you know that most of the lids that you have on items in your pantry actually work on a mason jar? So this is another almond butter lid. Fits perfectly, or something as simple as my pickle jar lid. That fits on there as well. So use your other lids if you don't like a mason jar lid. So I had to figure out a hack for these candles. These are actually candles that I've had a while now from JCPenney, and these are the candles, but look at how they kind of lean. They don't stay in here very well. So a hack you can do with your tapered candles is actually get a rubber band. I have black ones, but you could use any color, and then you're going to wrap the rubber band around the bottom of your tapered candle. So these are smaller rubber bands, so they fit around about 3 times. Then you're going to place your candle back into the holder, and what it's gonna do, it's going to fill in that gap for your candle, and now these candles stand up straight and they're perfect. In one of my previous home hacks videos, I showed you guys a hack where you could use a bowl and a wine glass, and you put your dip in your wine glass and then the chips in the bowl. I had several people leaving a great suggestion. Instead of using a wine glass, try using a margarita glass because the rim on it is a lot wider. So that's what we're gonna do today. I love that suggestion. And I love hearing your feedback. So if you have any suggestions for me for an upcoming home hacks video, make sure you leave it down in the comments. All you need is any bowl. This one I find works best at my house. And then you're gonna take your glass and place it in the center. Add in your favorite dip. This one is called fried pickle and ranch dip. You can get it at Walmart. It's so good if you can find it. Add the dip to your glass and then place your chips in the bowl. I have to say the margarita glass works so much better than the wine glass. This is definitely a better hack. This next hack is going to be a comparison. I have a pair of shoes here that really needs to be cleaned. Now, typically to make them whiter, I would use the magic erasers. Recently, I found this product off of Amazon called sneaker erasers. I want to see if the sneaker erasers are going to do a better job than the magic erasers, which are less expensive. So let's test this out. So I'm going to use the magic eraser on this shoe and the sneaker eraser on this shoe. So the magic eraser worked great. There was a little bit of paint on this shoe that came off, and I just went around once. I could probably get it even a little bit cleaner. So let's try out the sneaker eraser. Now the sneaker eraser looks very similar to the magic eraser. You're supposed to scrub on this side, and this side says you're supposed to buff after you're done scrubbing. So we'll try that method. So the sneaker eraser did a pretty good job of cleaning up this shoe. I have to say they're both pretty white. I prefer wiping them down with a microfiber towel, so I don't know if I would use the orange side. So in my opinion, they're probably a tie. So if they're a tie, I'm gonna go with the least expensive option, which would be the magic eraser. Let me know down in the comments which one you think did a better job. Make sure you paint that subscribe button. If you're watching me on your phone, the subscribe button is right next to my channel name. Click the red subscribe button so it goes from red to gray. You can also click the notification bell so you can see more videos like my Dollar Tree DIYs, home hacks, and room makeovers. If you cook quesadillas as much as I do at my house, this is a great hack for you. Now, sometimes you just don't have time to cook it on the stovetop. This is how you can make it in a few minutes in the toaster. Take your tortilla out and put it on your plate. Add your favorite cheese to half of the quesadilla. Fold your quesadilla in half and then press it down pretty good. And then you want to fold it over in force. Now make sure that all of your cheese is down into the pocket of your tortilla. I'm gonna turn the toaster on, and then you can adjust the level. Right now it's on the lowest level. I'm gonna put it to about medium, and I like the medium. If you need to toast it longer, you always can do that. You can also press one of these buttons over here. Now make sure when you put your quesadilla in that the open part is facing up, and then just press down on the toaster. Let it cool down a bit, and it's ready to go. I get comments all the time with people saying, Liz, I love the labels you make on the Cricut machine, but I don't have a Cricut. So if you don't have one and you just have a computer and a printer, I want to show you how you can make your own labels. So I have these 3 jars here that I want to label. I went into Word and I typed out the labels I wanted and printed them off on a regular inkjet printer. So I have pasta, Cheerios, and rice. Next, I'm going to cut out my label. Then I picked up some packing tape, and I'm gonna cut the packing tape off and put it directly onto my label. Then I will take the label with the packing tape on it and submerge it into warm water for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, I'm gonna start rubbing the paper off the back. Pull it out of the water once you get all the paper off and let it dry completely. Then you can stick it directly onto your jars. This is an easy way you can have labels without using a Cricut. I feel like these turned out awesome if you're looking for an affordable way to customize some of the containers in your kitchen. Try this the next time you have to give a gift. So with your Dollar Tree gift bag, what you're gonna do is take your strings and poke them through the other side. With these 2 strings, I'm gonna put them through the hole over on this side. And then with these 2 strings, I'm gonna push those through to the other side. Now you're gonna take your 2 handles and pull tight. And you've closed up your bag. This is such an easy way to close up your bag. You don't even need tissue paper. And then when they go to open the gift, all they have to do is pull it to open it. Our next hack is a quick iPhone hack that you can do on your calculator on your phone. So have you ever been typing a bunch of numbers on your phone and you're adding a bunch up and you accidentally type in the wrong number and it's so frustrating and you feel like you have to start over? Here's a hack to not do that. If you just swipe left on the numbers, it will erase the last number that you put in. So hopefully that hack will help next time you're using your calculator. Have you ever been at a party and you're trying to take cupcakes out of the container and there's just no good way to do it? Like, see how I'm getting icing all over myself? I have a hack to keep your hands clean and make it so much more sanitary. So all you need for this hack is a fork. You're going to take it and put it directly into your cupcake and then pull up. To take it off, just hold on to the paper and put it on your plate. So much easier. I have a home hack for you for decorating your living room. Now, whenever you're trying to figure out what to set out, what looks good together, one of my suggestions is to always try to group things in odd numbers. I'm gonna show you some examples around my living room so you can see what I'm talking about. So over here, I have a grouping of 3. So you have the lamp, the plant, and then this little sculptural knot. I also have a book, but I don't count those as part of the grouping. It's pleasing to the eye to have 3 items. If I removed this with 2 items, I don't think it looks as good. So the 3rd item, in my opinion, finishes it off. On the other side of my sideboard, I have another example of that with a grouping of 3. You have my 2 mushrooms and my candle. Now, another tip I have is to put all your decor on a tray like this, especially things that are clear, that aren't gonna hold up as well. This really grounds your decor and makes it look cohesive as a grouping. Now on the sideboard over here, this is an example of how I group 7 items together. So you can do groupings of 3, 5, and 7. Over here you have the lamp, which is 1, and then you have 3 here and 3 here. Again, I don't count the book. The book is just helping to create variation in levels so everything isn't sitting flat. This is another example of a grouping of 3 with the pillows on my couch. There's so many different ways that you can clean your blinds, and there's a lot of hacks for cleaning your blinds as well. So I'm gonna try out 2 different ones and let you know which one I prefer. So this first one, you need a pair of just really inexpensive tongs. You could use tongs you already have at your house. These are from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna take the tongs, and then I have a microfiber cleaning cloth that I'm just going to wrap around one of the sides of my tong. Then I'm going to use a rubber band to secure it in place. And I'll repeat that on the other side. Now you can clean your blinds by clamping down on the tongs and rubbing them along your blinds. It's gonna collect all the dust here, and then when you're done, just remove the rubber bands and you can throw these in your washing machine. Now, I think even a simpler hack, we'll see how it goes, are these gloves that I picked up off of Amazon. I'll link them for you down in the description box. But essentially what you do is you just put these gloves on, and then you can just put your hands in between the blinds on the top and the bottom. It's gonna collect all of the dust in your hand. And then when you're done, pull them off and put them in your washing machine, and they're completely reusable. Let me know down in the comments which one of these hacks you prefer, the blue or the yellow. I think me personally, I like the gloves better because I can just run my hands down the blinds and I think it cleans it a lot faster. I'm gonna try cooking pancakes in the microwave. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it out. We have to spray our plate really well. All right, so I'm gonna place some batter in the middle of my plate. I may have added too much spray butter, but I'm worried about it sticking, so I'm gonna put it in the microwave for 1 minute. I hope it doesn't blow up. Okay, the moment of truth. You guys, no way. That looks like it's cooked. All right, let's see if it's cooked on the other side. I think if you cooked it for a minute on this side and maybe put it back in for another 30 seconds, it would be good. Let's try that. Okay, so it was in for 30 seconds and I think it's pretty good. You could probably do a minute for both. It does look different. I feel like I need to try it on the center portion to see if it's really cooked through. That's actually pretty good. So if you're in a pinch and you need to cook pancakes quickly, put them in the microwave. I think most of us are at the point now where we have so many photos on our iPhones that we need to declutter. So this is a really easy way to declutter, because I don't know about you, but I have trouble deleting screenshots or pictures that I took just recently. So I found a better way to declutter is to actually go into your pictures, then hit the search button. Then you're going to type in a month and a year that's about a year old. You could even do 2 years old. So I typed in January 2022. This is going to bring up all the pictures that I put in my camera last January. I had 344 pictures, and it's so much easier now to just delete screenshots that I haven't looked at in over a year. I'm probably not going to go back to old things that I just know I'm not going to ever look back on. So that's a way you can easily declutter your camera roll and not have so many photos in your iPhone. I find that hanging up pictures with 2 hanger hooks on the back is really difficult. This is a hack to make it a little bit easier. So what you're gonna need is some painter's tape, and you want to extend your painter's tape across both of the hooks on the back of your picture frame. Take a Sharpie and you're gonna mark your holes right where you'd want your screws to go into the wall. Pull off your tape and hang it up where you wanna hang your picture. Now you have an exact guide of where to put your screws into the wall. Now remove your painter's tape and hang up your picture. If you're taking cookies to an event but you forgot to pick up something cute to put them in, here's an easy way to make a cute container using paper plates. Start with a paper plate, and you're gonna cut 2 slits on each side of your plate, and then make the same slits about the same distance on the other side. Then you're gonna pull in one side and then place your edges down like this. The next step, I'm gonna tape these edges in place. I'm gonna repeat these steps on this side. Next, I'm gonna line the inside with some brown parchment paper. If you wanna make it a little bit more decorative, you can add some ribbon. This is just some silver ribbon that I had. I'm gonna tape it to the back, wrap it around the sides, front, the sides again, and over to the back. Add on a little bit more tape and cut off the excess. Then you can add in your cookies. This is a cute way to package your cookies with things you just have around the house. I received a user-suggested hack of using lemon essential oil to remove any sticky residue off of the hardwood floors. So I'm gonna put that to the test. I have a little bit of honey on my floors, and I'm gonna see if I can remove all the stickiness by putting a little bit of essential oils onto my rag and pulling it up. I added a little bit of water onto my rag after adding the essential oils, and it works so great to remove all the stickiness from the floors, plus it smells amazing. So I would definitely try this hack again. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Comment the word of the day, which is home hack. Have you heard of a hack to sharpen scissors using tinfoil? That's exactly what we're going to do today. Now, I love buying Dollar Tree scissors, but they can get really dull. So what you wanna do is take your tinfoil, fold it over 2 or 3 times, and then you're just going to cut along the tinfoil to help keep them sharp. I saw this hack online with a bag of spaghetti that you can open it easily just by slamming it down on your countertop. I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. So I have this bag of spaghetti, let's try it out. Ah! I think it worked, you guys. So if you're in a pinch and you don't wanna go get your scissors, just slam it down on your countertops. I've tried out many hacks to shine up my sink, from using lemons to baby oil. I heard the best hack is actually using limes and baking soda, so let's try it out and see if it works. I think think this hack worked great. It's a natural alternative you can do to clean out your sink so you don't have to use chemicals. And if you have any limes that are getting ready to go bad, it may be one you want to try out.
Okay, Liz, so I've been seeing this hack all over social media.
Okay.
It's kind of weird. So you're going to take floss and you're going to put it across the top of your hair, and it's supposed to help make flyaways go away. I don't know if this is gonna work.
I don't know if that's gonna work. Let's try it. Okay, I have all these flyaways up here, so I'm gonna see if I can push them down with the floss. I don't know, it kind of does it. Let's see. Put it over here. You know what? It kind of works. I mean, I still have some flyaways, but I think what it is it's the wax of the dental floss. I have another product I use to push flyaways down that's a wax consistency. So I think if you were traveling or in a pinch, this might be a good hack to try. So you know when you have these bags without any closure and you only use a little bit of them, but you don't really have a good way to secure them, let me show you this next hack. So what you're gonna do is just take your pair of scissors, you're gonna cut down on one side, cut on the other side, and then in the middle. What you've now created is two little handles that you can easily tie together to close your bag. One of the things that I don't like around my craft room is when I have string or ribbon and it's just kind of all over the place, so I like putting them in mason jars. This mason jar you can pick up at Dollar Tree. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna poke 3 different holes in the top of my container, and then I'm gonna put my string inside. So to do that, I'm gonna use a nail and a hammer. This is like a little hammer. I think these are like the hammers you get like the Home Depot kids, what are they called? Build and Grow program. But I love these, we use these all the time. So I created a hole, so I'm just gonna pull that nail out and then I'll make a hole over here. Now you could put as many holes as you need. I'm just going to take my ribbon, put it inside, and see, once you get this going once, you don't have to do it again. So then I'm just gonna string my ribbon through my holes. Now for some reason, look and see, my holes aren't really big enough. So what I'm gonna do is just take that nail, put it back in, and I'll just kind of try to move it around to make that hole bigger. So I'm gonna stick the string through this hole. I'm not gluing anything in place, so you can always change this out, or if you finish up this one, you can always use a different one. So I'll do the same thing with my red twine. I'll just put it in there, and then I'll push it through one of the holes. And then I'll also do that with the black. Okay, I got all 3 of my strings in there, so I'm just gonna tighten this. And then anytime I need to take a little bit of ribbon off, I'll just pull off what I need and cut it. This next hack is one that I received on one of my latest Amazon live streams as a user suggestion. Now, if you're not sure what Amazon live streams are, basically I go live on Amazon. I share with you my favorite products, any deals of the day. I'll link to it down below if you want to go check out my Amazon live streams. I also stream them on YouTube on my second channel, Liz Fenwick Daily, so you can go check them out over there. This hack is perfect for anything you're cutting up that produces a lot of juice, like tomatoes or watermelon. So if you've ever cut these things up, you know that a lot of times the juice can run off your cutting board. To prevent that, what you want to do is put a cookie sheet under your cutting board. So it's going to create a barrier, and once you're done cutting, all you have to do is clean your cutting board and your cookie sheet. Here's a hack to save time when folding your washcloths. Don't. Just get a container like this. Any container will work. And instead of folding your washcloths, just throw them in there. You don't need to fold them, and it saves so much time. If you have cute towels like this, you don't want to store them like this. They don't look very cute with the edges hanging out. Flip them around to the other side. They look so much better. On one of my Amazon live streams, Victoria told us that she actually puts her plastic wrap in the freezer and keeps it in there all the time, and then when she needs it, she pulls it out, and it's so much easier to cut being in the freezer. So we're gonna try that out. So I'm gonna put this plastic wrap in the freezer and see if it works. I've had it in the freezer now for a few hours. Let's see if this actually works. I'm kind of skeptical. All right, let's see if I'm able to pull it out. Well, that pulled out pretty easily. Let's see, and I'll cut it. All right, that was too easy. Let's see, let's try another piece. Honestly, I don't know, I do feel like it helps it to cut a little bit better. It's not clinging up as much as it normally would. So that's not a bad hack. If your kids like taking chicken nuggets to school, but you don't want them to be soggy by lunchtime, here's a hack to try. So I'll place the chicken nuggets onto the rack, put them into the fryer, close it up. Let's set it at 400 for 8 minutes. While the chicken's cooking, I'm gonna fill up my thermos with hot water. Let the hot water sit in your thermos while your chicken nuggets are cooking. Once the 8 minutes are up, dump the water out and then wipe it down with a paper towel. Now just place your chicken nuggets into your thermos. This will keep your chicken nuggets hot until lunchtime. You have hangers like this just around your house, you don't really use them, and maybe you're getting ready to throw them out. Well, before you throw them out, you can actually break off these little clips on the side. You can use these in your kitchen as chip clips. That was so easy and a great way to recycle. Have you ever gone to change out your AA batteries on something and all you have is a AAA battery? Well, I'm gonna show you how you can make a AAA battery work instead of having to go out and buy new AA batteries. For this hack to convert your AAA battery to a AA battery, you're gonna need a AAA battery and some aluminum foil. You're gonna peel off a little bit and you're going to wad it up and put it on the side where the spring goes. Then you'll put your battery in and it should work just like a AA battery. That totally worked. Such a cool hack.
If you need some Q-tip or cotton ball containers, I love these acrylic ones from Dollar Tree. They're such a good dupe. You'd spend so much more money on Amazon.
I wanted to add some paint to them so that they fit in better with my decor that I had just created. So I'm gonna add painter's tape around the middle, and my plan is to paint the bottom. I want it to be black, but when I'm painting something like plastic or acrylic, I find that it helps to add in an element like baking soda. That's gonna give that paint a grip texture and it's just gonna hold in place so much better. And you typically have to do less coats when you're painting. So I mixed the black paint with a little bit of baking soda, and then I'm gonna do one coat along the bottom of both of my containers, and then I'll let that dry. I did a second coat. Once that was completely dry, I removed the painter's tape. I added these containers in my bathroom with makeup brushes, but really you could add anything you want to organize in your bathroom to these containers. Let's talk curtains. I think curtains are one of the things that people struggle with the most, and I want to give you my tip for hanging them in your living room. Now, these Amazon curtains I picked up really affordably, and I wanted to put them as high as possible on my windows. So make sure when you're ordering your curtains, you get them as long as you can, and you want to try to hang them as high as you can. The reason you want to try to hang them as high as you can is to lengthen the space in your room. It's going to make it look so much more grand. It's going to lengthen your windows and overall look so much better. Here's a hack to never have to use a dustpan again. So when you're sweeping, you want to sweep everything into a pile. Then take a paper towel and wet the edge of it. Place the paper towel down on the floor, and then you're going to sweep on the edge that's wet all of the crumbs into the paper towel, fold it up, and throw it away. So if you happen to have a recipe where you need to remove egg yolks, here's a hack you can try. So crack your egg, put it in your bowl, then you're gonna use an empty water bottle to remove the yolk. So what you wanna do is squeeze your water bottle, place it on top of the yolk, and then release the area you were squeezing, and it should go into your water bottle. And you can immediately pull your water bottle up, and hopefully you're left with just egg whites in your bowl. I can't believe how easy that was. If you're gonna be traveling on a road trip and maybe you want to bring games that require dice, a great travel hack is to pick up these craft and bead storage containers at Dollar Tree. Next, what you can do is just open it up, put 2 dice into the container, close the lid, and instead of having to throw the dice when you're traveling, all you have to do is shake it, and you can read your dice through the plastic. Do you ever feel like when you're pulling off your paper towels, you almost need two hands? One to hold your paper towel holder and the other to pull it off. Here's a hack to stabilize your paper towel holder. So what you want to get is a command strip. You can put this on the bottom of your paper towel holder and then stick it to whatever surface you want your paper towel holder to sit on, and then you can pull off your paper towels and it's going to stay in place. If you're trying to use less paper towels, here's a hack that you can try. In my house, I keep my paper towels all the way out in my laundry room. That's far away from my kitchen, so I'm less likely to grab them. But what I do keep close by is underneath my kitchen sink, I have a container with all my microfiber towels, so I'm more likely to grab those when I need to clean up a mess. I think the best way to clean your ceiling fans is with an old pillowcase. This is an easy hack. All you have to do is find an old pillowcase. You're gonna put it over your fan blades, and as you're pulling it off, it's gonna remove any dust that are on your fan blades. So I saw this onion hack and I really wanted to try it out. So essentially, if you get your onion wet, it's supposed to help with tearing whenever you're cutting up your onion. So I'm gonna start by just cutting the skin off of my onion. Then I'm gonna get it wet underneath my faucet, and then I'll try to cut it and see if that prevents tearing. My cutting board has water on it as well as the onion.
Any tears yet?
So far, so good. I kind of think this hack is actually working. Like, I would think that normally I would rinse my onions off, but I've never thought of it this way. But absolutely no tearing so far. Let me know if you guys knew about this hack. I'm a believer. I cut up my entire onion and I didn't feel teary-eyed at all. If you have a cast iron skillet, you need something to protect your hands. This is an easy one you can make with a pot holder. I'm gonna cut off this hook. I'm gonna place hot glue along this edge and here, and then I'll fold it over. You can either hold it in place or put some clips on it until it's dry. Once it dries, I'll just remove the clips, and then you have a handle that you can put on any cast iron skillet. I hate anytime I'm getting ready to bake how cold the butter is and it's just not ready to use in my recipe. Here's a hack to soften your butter in minutes. Fill a cup up with water, place it in the microwave for a minute. I'm gonna take the cup out and then I'm gonna dump the water in the sink. I'm gonna set my cup on my cold butter for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, your butter should be softened and ready to go. Another hack I love to use in my home when I'm decorating is finding multifunctional decor pieces. So what do I mean by that? Let me show you a few examples. For instance, in my living room, I have this decorative box that I like to keep my remotes in. It's pretty and it's a great decor piece, but it's also functional because my remotes are inside. In my kitchen dining room area, I always like to have trays on hand because you can use these in so many different ways. You could put a plant on it to make a pretty centerpiece in your table. You could also use it when you have guests over to organize your plates and your utensils. I think cutting boards are one of my most used multifunctional decor pieces. You can use it to corral your decor so it looks nice sitting out on your countertop. You could also use it as a basic cutting board to cut up your fruits and vegetables. Try adding in some of those multifunctional decor pieces just to save some space in your home. If you're gonna be putting real plants into your terracotta pots, it's a great idea to actually soak them with water before you start planting because terracotta pots are really dry. You don't want it to be drawing the moisture from your plant. So run it under water, make sure it's nice and wet before you put the plants in.
In a previous hacks video, I showed you how to fill up a bucket with a dustpan. Today, I wanna try a pool noodle. I know, it's kind of crazy. Let's see if it works.
So same concept, I'm gonna connect my pool noodle to my faucet. I'm gonna put the other end in my bucket and see if I'm able to get water through my pool noodle to my bucket. I have my bucket down here, my pool noodle, I'm gonna connect it to my faucet. All right, it's the moment of truth. I'm gonna turn on the water. This is a pretty fun hack, but let me know if you guys would ever try this. If you're like me, you buy fresh herbs for one recipe and then you end up not using them and they go bad. So I have a hack for you to make sure that you use all of your fresh herbs because these are expensive. We're gonna make herb flavor bombs that you can add to your freezer and pull out anytime you need a little bit of extra seasoning. So you're going to need an ice cube tray. I find that these little silicone ones work best, but honestly, you could use any type of ice cube tray. You can put any herbs you want in here. I'm gonna put a little bit of minced garlic. I'm also going to add some minced rosemary in there. Next, you can add in your favorite oil, place it in the freezer. Once they're completely frozen, you can add them to a Ziploc baggie. Then anytime you need to add them to a recipe, you can just add them to your skillet. I have two ideas for you guys on how you can store craft supplies. So when I was in the Crafter's Square, I found this retractable holder and I thought this would be perfect for paintbrushes. So this is what it looks like out of the packaging. You're just going to unscrew it. Then the side that has the little handle on it, you're gonna take your paintbrushes and put them in. This would be great if you had to transport your brushes or if you didn't have a designated craft space. Then you're gonna take this and just slide it back on, and it easily stores all your paintbrushes. The other cool thing about this is you can customize it based on the size of your brushes. So if your brushes are a little bit longer, you can just leave it out a bit. Now another way you can store your brushes, this is great if you have a place to display them or you have a craft room, you want a clear glass from Dollar Tree. And then I also picked up some of these crushed glass pieces, but you could use rocks or anything they have at Dollar Tree. So I'm gonna cut a few of these and put them into my container. Then you can place your paintbrushes inside. The thing I like about this is it keeps them separated, so when you go to get a paintbrush, you can see the different ones that you have. So I recently learned you're actually supposed to store your bananas and apples separately. It helps them to last longer. Let me know down in the comments if you guys knew that. So I have my bananas in one bowl and my apples in another. I used to just put them together, but now I'm gonna store them separately. A lot of times I get really nervous to travel with my makeup. I'm worried that it's going to break. So here's a hack you can try when you're traveling. So if you have a compact like this would even work for your powder or your blushes. Take a few disposable cotton pads and you're just going to set them directly on your makeup. Then latch this in place and that is going to create a barrier while you're traveling so that your makeup doesn't break. Have you ever tried cleaning your baseboards with dryer sheets? It's a great hack. It picks up a lot of dirt and dust and it smells really nice. I love giving this job to my kids. Now let's say you're moving or maybe just carrying a lot of things in and out of your house and you want your door to keep from locking. You can use this rubber band hack. So you're gonna take a rubber band, wrap it around one of the doorknobs, cross it over, and then put it on the other doorknob. This is going to keep that center portion from latching so you can easily go in and out of your door. Have you ever had a Sharpie that just stopped working? That's super annoying because these are really expensive. I have a hack for you to help bring these back to life. I'm gonna add 3 drops of 70% isopropyl alcohol on the end of my Sharpie. Really? It was like 20 drops. Oops. Okay, next I'm going to take the lid, put it back on, and then you're going to shake it up, and hopefully this brings my Sharpie back to life. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if it works. Oh, wow. Okay, that brought this back to life. I wouldn't say it's as good as a new Sharpie, but if you're in a pinch, it works pretty good. If you love nut butter but don't like the separation, a hack is to actually store your nut butter upside down in your pantry. That's going to prevent the separation that happens. And then when you want to use it, you just flip it over and it's ready to go. Have you ever been out at the store and wished that you had a measuring tape so you could measure furniture or different home decor pieces that you want to bring into your home? Well, here's a hack you can try. A dollar bill measures about 6 inches long. So if you don't have a measuring tape, pull out a dollar bill and you can use it to measure the different items to find out roughly how long something is. If you're trying to cut on your cutting board and it's sliding around all over the place, here's a hack you can try. Get a damp paper towel and just set it underneath your cutting board. It's gonna help hold everything in place while you're cutting. Next, we're gonna do a Dollar Tree bathroom hack using cabinet shelves. So you need to pick up 2 of these cabinet shelves at Dollar Tree, and you're gonna start by flipping them over. So you're gonna go about halfway between your shelf, and you're going to set it down so that they're about evenly spaced out. So all 4 of your legs are evenly spaced out. Then you're going to need some zip ties. We're gonna use the zip ties to hold this in place. You can use any color. I'm gonna try to go in with this clear one. So I'm gonna start with zip tying and just get it as tight as possible. Then I'm gonna come to the other edge and zip tie that in place. So that's holding right there pretty steady. And now I'm just going to go in and put 2 more zip ties at this end down here. So it's nice and secure now. If you needed some additional zip ties, you could always put 1 or 2 in the center here. I'm just gonna cut off the extra links on my zip ties. Now to make this into a towel rack that you can put on your wall, what we need to do is bend these pieces up so that the towels will fit in at an angle. All right, so you just wanna check them and try to get them about the same level if possible. Now you can hang this on the wall with some command hooks in your bathroom and add in your towels.
It's amazing all the different things you can do with ice cube trays, from organization to different hacks. Another product you're gonna need for your pancakes is a mixing bowl. I have a cool hack for this too.
I'm gonna use the ice cube trays to pre-make my pancakes in the morning. This is a great hack to save you time in the morning. So what you wanna do is just make your pancakes like you normally would. I'm gonna be using this Dollar Tree bowl. Now the cool thing about these bowls is you can actually use this back spout on the handle to pour it into your ice cube trays. If you're making them on the stove, you can pour them out using this handle as well. Before you pop them in the freezer, add in your favorite toppings if you like toppings on your pancakes. Now I'm gonna put them in the freezer, let them freeze. Once they're totally frozen, I'll take them out of the ice cube trays and just store them in a Ziploc baggie. Then whenever you're having a busy morning, you can directly put them on the stove. They're gonna cook up nicely and you don't have to worry about mixing up your batter in the morning. If you get containers like this for your drinks in 4-packs or 6-packs, don't throw them out. I have a way you can recycle them. So after you've used all of the drinks in here, this makes an awesome storage container. Since I love crafts, I kept thinking this would be perfect to put spray paint in, just to kind of organize it so they don't roll around. So I can put 4 cans of spray paint in here. But you could also use this in your craft space as well. And if you wanted to get even fancier, you could paint it. One of my favorite organization items from Dollar Tree is this dish towel holder. I use it every day and it goes underneath my sink, but you can actually use this to store your paper towels as well. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So you just wanna pull it apart. Next, you're gonna take one end of the dish towel holder, place your paper towels on it, and then you'll put the other side and connect them in the middle. And then you're just going to twist them together. Then you can just place it on the inside of your cabinet. If you make any cookies or baked goods and you want to cover them, here's a simple hack. So you're going to need a plastic bowl from Dollar Tree. You're also going to need some of these wood rings. Now, if you can't find wood rings, you could also use their shower rings. So I'm going to take out maybe 2 or 3 of my wood rings. And then you're going to flip your bowl over. Next, you're going to put a little bit of hot glue on the inside of one of your rings. And then place the top ring and just try to make them as even as possible. I'm gonna add some hot glue to the base of my rings where I put the hot glue earlier, and then I'm gonna place it in the center of my bowl. Now you can use your regular dinner plates for this. This is just one I had in my cabinet. You can place your baked goods on it. If you wanna leave them out all day, just put your Dollar Tree cover on. I saw this hack on TikTok for how you can actually peel your garlic so easily, and I thought there's absolutely no way this works. Essentially what you do is just put a knife into the bulb and it pulls the garlic straight out without having to peel it or anything. So I'm gonna be trying a butter knife, and I also have my garlic here. So let's see if this hack works. So I'm gonna take the knife, put it into the bulb. Okay, that didn't work. Let's see if I can try it again. I mean, I will say it's kind of easier than cutting it. You just push it in and you're supposed to pull it out, but it doesn't take the skin. Well, it kind of took the skin off there. Let's try it on this side, you guys. Okay, you take the knife, put it into the bulb, and you're supposed to pull it out. Oh, maybe you kind of press to the side. I mean, that did work. It didn't get it completely out though. I would say that kind of worked with the butter knife, but I'm gonna try something a little bit sharper. I'm actually going to use a steak knife. So I'm just going to stick the steak knife in here and see if I can pull it out without having any skin on it.
It worked that time.
Okay,
What?
that may have been a fluke. Let's try it again. Okay, now see, that has the skin on it. I definitely would say it works sometimes. Like sometimes I pull it out and it came out completely clean. Other times I would pull it out, the bulb would come out, but it would still have the skin on it. So honestly, I would say this hack works about 50% of the time, but it's an easy way to just pull off a couple of bulbs of garlic. So I think it's worth giving it a try. If you struggle to decorate your home, a hack you can try is to use functional decor in your decorations. So a container like this is great to sit out on your desk with your pins. We all know that these clear acrylic containers are perfect to put it in your drawers, but I think whenever you set up your desk, it's important to take the time to organize your space. It'll just keep it so much more organized for longer. And if you have these and maybe a messy drawer, this is the perfect time to go through your drawers and organize them a little bit so they're ready for back to school. Another hack to try whenever you're organizing your space is to be strategic with where you put items. So things that I use really frequently, I'm gonna have in my first slot. So my scissors, I grab all the time, so they need to go right here. Things like pens that I use all the time, have those sitting out, and things that you don't use as frequently, you can put those off to the side or in the back. What do you do if you don't have an outlet close to your desk for plugging things in like your laptop or a lamp? You can get one of these easy to use extension cords and put a command strip on the back of it. Then place it on the underneath side of your desk. Then you can plug the extension cord into your nearest outlet, and then you'll be able to easily plug in your devices. If you like these drinks in these brown amber bottles, these are great to reuse. Now you can keep them as they are and use them for so many things around your house, but another trick you can do is actually take the lid off, put in water or any cleaner you may have, and most spray bottle lids will fit onto these amber containers, so you can make your own household cleaners or solutions. So last year, I showed you guys a hack with these aluminum foil pans where I put ice in here. Then I took another aluminum foil pan, put it on top, and then added in some fruit. So it was a way to keep your fruit or any items you're wanting to keep cold when you're having a party, nice and cold. Somebody suggested, why don't you actually fill this pan up with water instead of using ice, then freeze it, and it'll work the same way. And I thought, that is genius. So that's what we're gonna do today. So I'm gonna fill this pan up just a little full, maybe like a ½ inch or an inch with water. I'm gonna place it into my freezer. Now you can add your fruit into your top container. I just have some strawberries or blueberries here, but really you could use any fruit, or really this is a great way to keep anything cold. Now, if you guys are wondering about this marble mat that I have, this is actually a stone mat that soaks up liquid really well. I bought it off of Amazon. I'll link it for you down in the description box, along with any other products I'm showing in this video. Now I'll just add in my fruit. All right, you guys, now it's completely frozen, so I'm gonna put my fruit on top. I love this hack. I think it's a perfect way to keep my fruit cold at my next get-together.
Dollar Tree has a ton of party supplies. Here are a few hacks you can try out. These are super affordable. I'm gonna make some really cute balloon flowers.
I'm gonna blow up 1 yellow balloon and I have 5 pink balloons. And then the other thing you need are these balloon clips. These are great and make it so easy to put this together. So if they're a little bigger, just let out some of the air until they're about the same size. So this is what your flower clip looks like. So this is actually really easy to do. You're going to string your center balloon into the middle. Now you have 5 petals and you can just add your balloons around the edges. And then just flip them over and you're going to adjust the balloons. It's that easy. You can also use these flowers as table decorations. I blew up 5 pink balloons and put them on the flower, and I'm just gonna put the 9 in the center. So 5 balloons was too much. I took one out. 4 works a lot better for table decoration. Do you guys remember in my last hacks video where I tried putting ice cubes in with a wrinkly shirt in the dryer to see if I could release the wrinkles? Well, it didn't work very well, so several of you left a comment saying, Liz, put a wet washcloth in with your laundry. It's supposed to take out the wrinkles. So we're gonna try that today. I have a pretty wrinkly shirt. I'm gonna throw this in the laundry with a wet washcloth. So my shirt's been in here on refresh for about 15 minutes. Let's see if it's less wrinkly. Honestly, it has about the same amount of wrinkles. So that may work with some fabric, but with this cotton t-shirt, it didn't get any less wrinkly. I'd probably just have to steam it. Let me know your best hacks for getting wrinkles out. Let me know down in the comments which of these hacks you're gonna be trying in your home, and I would love to know your suggestions of your favorite hacks. Make sure you subscribe because I wanna see you back here, and I'll see you in our next one. Bye.